What what is the Bridjit? Let's go.
So if I was talking kind of in all-encompassing terms, a little bit, maybe a little bit technical, it's a non-invasive wound closure and wound support device that offloads tension to improve blood supply and decrease complications such as open wound, infection, and to reduce scars. So we're just really trying to get one of those fundamental things is that we know that tension on wounds is really a driver of a lot of problems in wound healing. But it's kind of like the weather to a certain extent throughout history. People, like the saying, you can talk about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. We
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do something about tension.
And it's because people's wounds are unpredictable. You don't know if they're going to heal well or quickly or so what was the lightning bolt that led you to create this magical device?
So there is a story to that. I think part of the thing was understanding that tension is this underlying kind of enemy to good healing. Tension on wounds can affect the way blood supply gets to the wound. So it can choke the wound to create ischemia or lack of adequate blood supply. It can even create so much pressure that it kills tissue and then the wound can't heal and then it opens up and makes it susceptible to infection and things like that. So these are things we've all kind of known for a long period of time. And I had been thinking about this for a few years. And one night I'm really congested. I'm snoring. My wife says, go take some nasal spray and put on a BRIJJ strip. So I'm lying there and of course, at this point, I'm wide awake thinking about this, trying to figure out this wounds, how we do this differently. And I said, okay, I got to think out of the box. Then I said to myself, well, what is the box? What box have I created the sense of constraints for this idea? And as I thought about it, I had created this box that said you either have to be flat on the surface or you have to be under the surface of the wound to close it. I said, okay, if that's the box, then I go out of the box. I go up out of the plane of the tissue. And once I did that, I was wearing this BRIJJ strip and it just kind of hit. A BRIJJ strip or similar, right? They come flat, you put it on your nose and then it wants to snap back. So what if you do the opposite of that? You have a device that's curved, you flatten it out and you put it down. Will it pull things together and create that rotation and project that tension reduction, not only at the skin level, but below to do that? And that was it. And so I had several other ideas I looked at, but it was the one that just kept working and kept kind of moving forward. And that's our first one to market. We have other ideas we're working on, but this is the one right now that we're really trying to get out there and make available for many people as possible.
What did you do next after you thought of it?
Well, the next morning I go and I raid my closet and I had some collar ties I took out of my dress shirts and I found boiling water and I boiled and I tried to create different shapes and used double-sided tape and played with that till I said, wait a minute, I can get this to kind of do what I want. And that was it. That was the next morning. And then I started writing it up because I had done some other things and I'd written some patents and done some stuff in the past. I had some idea how to get started. But this was new because this was something that I was interested in doing myself rather than, just trying to shop to somebody to get. I wanted to figure it out.
Who did you call first and say, I have an idea? Your wife or
Oh, yeah.
somebody?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What did she say?
No, she was super supportive and she always is. I think she is the perfectionist. She takes an idea, something she grows, she nurtures it. That's her thing. And this kind of out of the box brainstorming stuff is I think she appreciates it and so forth, but it's not her happy place like it is mine. So she was always there to listen, but I played with this and then the kitchen counter was taken over for a while. Then I got kicked out of there and then it was the coffee table. And then I finally ended up in a closet in a guest bedroom. And eventually when we moved to our current house, had a basement. So it's one of those things that it took a lot longer to evolve than I ever would have imagined.